Hey man, welcome back to the Super Divorce YouTube and or Twitch stations. Nicholas Villars here, aka Super Divorce. Welcome to Sega Mania, episode number 30. 30 episodes in to Sega Mania. Sega Mania is a live streaming, internet-based program in which we are taking a merry jaunt through all of the games reviewed in the pages of the late, great Sega Mania magazine. Sega Mania magazine is a fantastic, lovely, crowd-funded, crowd-created, fan-created, fan-backed, fan-supported, but professional video game magazine that ran from 2021 through 2022 for a very short 7 issues. Became one of my favorite gaming magazines of all time in that very short period of time. And then out of nowhere, they shut it down. They said, we're not making any more of them, even though we told you we were going to. No more. That's all you're getting. And I said, okay, well, fine. I'm going to continue celebrating your magazine on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to continue spreading the word and reading the reviews and showing the reviews and playing the games that were reviewed in the pages of Sega Mania magazine, and I'm going to do it front to back. I started at issue number 1, review number 1, and here we have worked our way on up to game number 30. The 30th game reviewed in the pages of Sega Mania magazine. This one happens to be reviewed in issue number 2. And we're going to be taking a look at this game tonight. It's called Dragon Crystal for the Game Gear handheld console. Looking over into the chat, I see Martin Carrot Callawhacker has joined the chat. Hello, Martin. Carrot. Whacker. How's it going tonight? Last night's stream, we played Outrun on 3 different consoles. We played the Mega Drive release, the Master System release, as well as the Game Gear release. And the Mega Drive release ended up getting the highest review score of any game that I've played yet in Sega Mania on this review stream. Outrun on the Mega Drive received 925 Super Divorces out of a possible 1,000 Super Divorces. And it's a game that I will go back and play more. But I'm not here to talk about Outrun. I just felt like mentioning it because it seems like no one got a notification that I went live last night. Like, no one. We had a few people join, like, right at the very tail end of the stream, and all of them said, oh, I just happened to see that you were live streaming. None of us got alerts. And that's just what YouTube likes to do for some reason. I don't know why they do that to people, why they would treat their creators that way, or the viewers. Hey-o, Pumpkin. How's it going tonight? I don't know why they would do that. You would think that when someone subscribes to a channel and they hit the bell and they say, I want all of the notifications for this channel, that YouTube would be like, okay, we'll make sure that you get all the notifications for this channel. I don't know. I don't see the strategy there. That's confusing to me. If I were running a platform, I would not do it that way. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, Dragon Crystal. How about a little trivia? A little bit of some pineapple tidbits related to Dragon Crystal. Pumpkin says, I think I got a notification, but I was asleep. Well, did it wake you up? Because sometimes what they'll do is they'll give you a notification, but it's like after the stream is ended, which isn't really helpful. I mean, it's helpful for people who want to go back and watch it after the fact, but if you want to engage in live streaming chat and horse shitting, then you need to kind of get the notification when it happens. Okay, so see, Pumpkin said that she has her notifications on Do Not Disturb. Well, then what probably happened is they sent you a notification well after the damn thing had wrapped up. If I had to put money on it, that is where I would put my money. I would say that's just what they did. So, Dragon Crystal on the Game Gear. Developed and published by Sega in-house. What do you do in this game? You got to battle through 30 floors. You have to find somewhere on each floor there's like a warp zone. You have to warp to the next floor and go through your trials and tribulations and find your way out. And all along the way, you got to pick up various items and upgrades and shit like that. You know, it's a roguelike, they call it. And I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. I'll just be honest with you. Especially the modern day ones. But I'll try it out. Why don't I like roguelikes? Because I don't enjoy typically doing the same shit over and over again in games. Some people really like these style of video games where you know, you just basically see how far you can get before you die, and then if you die, you have to start all the way back at the beginning. And then there's kind of the roguelite, where if you die, maybe you get to keep some shit from your last run, and then you venture forth again with better material, better weapons, better upgrades, that kind of stuff. And I guess that is a little more appealing to me, but the idea of just, here's your character, go see how far you can get before you fuck off, and if you fuck off, you're gonna have to do everything all over again. It just doesn't, I don't know. You can call me a bitch, call me a pussy if you want to. It's just not, I don't know. There's so many games out there that I want to play that provide a new and exciting experience, and also without holding your hand. You know, they reward you for accomplishing certain milestones, right? So you get to the end of a level, and if you die on the next one, then, okay, we'll start you back at the beginning of this level that you just made it to. Or we'll give you some checkpoints throughout the level. They'll acknowledge that you've done certain things, you've attained a certain level of skill, and we're going to acknowledge that skill and not make you do all that same shit all over again. I was listening to an interview about the game Pitfall, and one of the reasons why they said that game was so successful is because of the decision to put multiple lives, to give the player multiple lives, which was not something they were originally going to do. On the original Pitfall, you were just going to have to go straight through, and if you died, you'd have to go all the way back to the beginning. They, right before it was going to be released, they said, all right, you know what? No, this is too much. And that game was like 20 minutes. You got like 20 minutes or something to beat that game. And even then, they're like, people are going to appreciate at least like three lives to get through this. That's going to be nice. So anyway, in this game, in Dragon Crystal, you have to go through 30 floors and retrieve the Holy Goblet on the 30th floor, and then the game ends. That's what I was able to find out. Some people say that it's very similar to another game called Fatal Labyrinth, and it reuses many sprites and assets from the game Fatal Labyrinth. Some people call it Fatal Labyrinth 2.0. And how about this? I thought this was interesting. Back in 2002, I'd never even heard of this. In 2002 in Japan, there was a mobile gaming service that they started up over there called Sonic Cafe. And for 315 yen a month, that's a little under $3 American dollars, you could download various Sega games on your cell phone. And this is before you had like an Android or iOS or Google fucking marketplace. This was directly through Sega. And so that launched in 2002, and then in 2003, Sega ported Dragon Crystal from the Game Gear over to their mobile service. So you could actually play this game on cell phones via the Sonic Cafe service. They also made a few tweaks with it. They said in that version, they did something that I thought sounded nice. They changed the game where it automatically saved following every level that you completed. So every new floor that you made it to, the game would save, and you wouldn't have to go back and do all the previous shit over again if you died. Which, that sounds just nice to me. Sounds like common sense. Also, earning enough gold in the game could allow you to unlock free ringtones for your cell phone. And if you weren't of age to have a cell phone back in those days, that's a big deal because you used to have to buy individual ringtones. They cost money. It's like purchasing a download of a song, only it was like a fucking 10 to 15 second clip. It wasn't even the full song. It's not like you were paying 99 cents or $1.99 or $2.99 or however much the fuck they were, and then you would get the full track to listen to. You would pay that much money for a little snippet that you could then use as your ringtone. Crazy. But that's kind of cool. That's an inventive use of sort of the gaming service, incentivizing the player to get good using in-game items, like in-game currency, to actually unlock something in the real world. That's kind of neat. I like that idea. Soon after Dragon Crystal was released on Sonic Cafe, they then released Dragon Crystal 2, and it was a Sonic Cafe exclusive. The sequel to this game, it was like a definitive version of Dragon Crystal called Dragon Crystal 2, released on Sonic Cafe. They added head-to-head mode where you could play against someone, and also they added a co-op mode to the game with leaderboards that could be referenced all the way until Sonic Cafe went bye-bye in 2012. Now, the game appears to be lost to time. I couldn't find a single video of Dragon Crystal 2 on YouTube. There are some articles that reference Dragon Crystal 2. If you do some searching on your Ask Jeeves or Alta Vista, you can find Dragon Crystal 2, a little bit of information, but not a whole lot. In fact, if you go on the wiki page for Dragon Crystal on the Game Gear, there's a little section at the end, and it says that there was a planned sequel that was never released, and that's not true. The Wikipedia page for this game does not even reference the actual sequel that came out in Japan. They don't reference it. They don't mention it at all. They don't mention anything about the Sonic Cafe service or the fact that this game actually existed and could, not only could have been played, it was played by many people. And now it's just gone, though. On the, what is it, Lost Wiki, there's a Lost Media Wiki that you can go and check out, and there's an entry for this game, and it says it appears to be lost completely. It has not been uploaded. No one seems to have a copy of it still. It's filed under Lost Media. So, there you go. A bit of history on Dragon Crystal and its sequel that's now been lost to time. Hey, Jess. Hello. Hello, Ghoulie. Ghoulie actually got a notification this time. Well, that's nice. It's good news. Pumpkin said that she just recorded, I guess, her ringtones off a CD. Yeah, you could do that. But, you know, I guess they weren't official, and maybe didn't sound as good, though sound quality back in the day on cell phones wasn't anything to write home, even in the official capacity. It's not like you were getting crystal clear audio on your chocolate or your Nokia, whatever the number was. Nokia something. What were the numbers? I don't remember. On the like big ass brick Nokia that everyone had. That everyone started playing Snake on. Where if you sent too many text messages, then your parents would get pissed off because they would charge by the text message. Insanity. Absolute insanity back in the day. But anyway, okay. So those are your pineapple tidbits on Dragon Crystal. Now, let me open up my floppy Sega Mania magazine, issue number 2, and see what the official review has to say about Dragon Crystal. And this one comes from Rob Kirkup at Sega Mania. Haven't had one of his reviews in a while. It's been mostly Simon Pike and Tim Hugall. Ghoulies saying if they charge by the message, I'd have to live in the streets with how many texts I send a day. Well, of course now, and I think that's why they realized at some point they couldn't do that anymore. Because people were communicating by text over, like, actually calling someone. It became more likely that someone was just going to send you a text message than they would pick up their phone and call you and use their voice to communicate. It's like so many people, it wasn't just a teenage thing anymore. It was like adults started realizing, oh yeah, maybe something like I'm running late is easier to send via text message than actually call someone that, hello? Hey, it's me. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I just wanted to call and let you know I'm going to be late. Oh, okay, and you've got this thing that can spiral out and you bullshit with each other and it turns into like a lot more time than it needs to be. It's much easier if you're running 5 minutes late for whatever the fuck, meeting up with your buddy, run late for the potluck at the local First Baptist Church. You're running late for Christmas. You're running late for the local circle jerk. Whatever it is, you need to let someone know you're running a little bit late. Hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. Send. Much easier. No Simon Pike tonight. Rob Kirkup. Hello, Mr. Jorfus. How you doing tonight? Yeah, it's nice that YouTube actually let everyone know. Okay. So, yeah. If you will check out your television set for a minute. Here is the Dragon Crystal review. This is what it looks like on page number 40 of the Sega Mania magazine, issue number 2. If you would like to follow along, you can stare at your television set, the graphic I've put up there for you, generously, graciously. Or if you would like to be able to zoom in, or zoom out, or flip forward or backwards digitally in the Sega Mania issue number 2 magazine, look in the description below and there's a link to the Sega Mania magazine online archive. You can head on over there. As usual, be warned, because flipping ahead means that you will get spoilers. You will see what we're going to be playing in future episodes if you flip ahead. Especially on this one. If you flip to page 40, let me caution you, this is the left side page. That means that if you flip to page 40, you will see what's on page 41, because it has the double page spread put out in front of you, like you have actually flipped open a magazine. That's kind of the layout on the Sega Mania magazine online archive. When you open the magazine, you don't just go page by damn page, you get a double page spread. And you can zoom in and zoom out and flip and flip and flip and flop. Just letting you know, you're going to see what's on the right side of the page. You're going to see actually which the next 2 games will be. Because on page 41, they have reviewed 2 different games. They don't go together. It's not a double review. It's just they've got the page split in half. They mean nothing to each other. They're not bound up. Yeah. Jorphus almost spoiled tonight's episode last. Well, he did spoil it if anyone saw it. Okay. So here we go. Dragon Crystal review from Rob Kirkup. In Dragon Crystal, you play the role of a young lad who is cycling home one day and takes a turn down an alley and happens across an antique shop he's never seen before. He goes in parentheses, I loved whizzing around on my Rally Marauder in 1991, and the last thing I'd do would be to put a stop to my whizzing to go and look in a boring old antique shop. So I'm not sure what kind of loser kid we're playing here, but let's continue. And an intriguing crystal ball catches his eye. He touches it, which is never a good idea in antique shops anyway, and is suddenly pulled into the crystal, blacking out. When he comes to, he is no longer in the antique shop. He is in a mysterious forest, holding a dagger, and with his only company being an egg that follows everywhere he goes. This is Dragon Crystal, a dungeon crawler spanning 30 randomly generated levels where you need to explore, clearing the fog of war as you go, and locate the warp zone which will transport you to the next level. Sounds simple. However, there are all sorts of monsters and creatures between you and your goal of reaching that 30th level. The mechanics of some of these enemies can be really clever, with some enemies stealing your food, others rust your equipment, and the worst, even de-level you. When you reach the 30th level and final level, you need to track down the crystal ball which will send you back home. Now they've said crystal ball here. On the Wikipedia page it called it a, what did it say, a holy goblet? So I don't know, I guess we'll find out when we get there, if we do. And it sends you back home. The dragon in the title comes from the egg that follows you around. When you level up sufficiently, the egg will hatch into a ferocious, fire-breathing dragon. Wow, awesome, you're probably thinking. Well, not really, as this is the laziest dragon in any game ever. It clearly couldn't give a toss about whether you die or not, as you can be taking an absolute pounding and it'll just stand by and watch. Occasionally it'll help, but most of the time it doesn't do anything other than follow you around. So it's largely on you as to whether you survive and make it home. At this point, I'll also mention that there is no save system or password system, so this is a game you're going to have to play in one sitting, and make sure you have some new AA batteries in your Game Gear. To help you through your adventure, there are random items scattered around for you to collect. Money, which allows you to buy another go if you die, food, which you need to eat to keep your energy up, and if you don't, you'll starve. There are also the typical weapons and armor you'd expect from this genre of game. The graphics are very repetitive, and the world you explore is fairly bland, with the same sprites used over and over again. Your dragon companion does look really cool though, and your character visibly becomes more badass as you level up and improve your weapons and armor as you progress. This is a unique experience on the Game Gear, and one that shouldn't be passed up on if you don't already have it in your collection. There you go. Alright. Okay, so before we jump into the game, let me see. Our buddy Ghoulie continues to update us on his love life, his relationship prospects here. Only small updates tonight from Ghoulie. Says that he has texted with his love interest a bit throughout the day, and they were actually good and funny conversations. There you go. And Pumpkin said, I think that the plot and premise to Dragon Crystal here sound like a basic 80s movie. I think that would be a good premise. That's good. Mystical item in an antique shop. A curious, adventurous young lad stumbles upon the item, gets sucked into the world of magic and intrigue. Yeah. Jorphus thinks that the review sounds like an anime description. Ghoulie gave, I think, the sort of announcer's rundown, the synopsis from the theatrical trailer, perhaps it would play before you go and watch Gremlins. A boy goes to an antique shop, bored like any boy would be. However, he is transported to a mystical world by a peculiar item. He only has a dagger and an egg. See Dragon Crystal this August. Mr. Jorphus' joke of the night is here. Alright, let's get the joke of the night. What do you got for us? Why do dragons sleep during the day? Answer? So they can fight knights. Ha ha ha! Fantastic. Good one, Mr. Jorphus. And with that, let's fire up Dragon Crystal and play it for at least a half hour. After which I will give you my appraisal and see how it stacks up to the appraisal of Rob Kerkep. Here we go. All right. That must... Oh, here's the... It didn't look like we touched that magic crystal ball. We, like, hopped right into it. We walked with a purpose into the antique shop and jumped feet first into the goddamn crystal itself. No wonder we wound up in the Dragon Crystal world. You know what I mean? That's on us. You can't claim any surprise over that. Alright. HP 100. What shall I do? It looks like my Dragon Crystal is to my left there. Just looks like a kind of run-of-the-mill brown egg, though very large. Hold on, what's that? I'm poisoned. I've been poisoned by a frog. Lost 1 point. I lost 3 points. I defeated the enemy. So to strike the enemy, you don't actually... Okay, you pick up items with the C button. There is no attack button per se. You just have to walk towards an enemy and then you use the D-pad, like forward, like I'm gonna hit this guy. To attack him, I just press forward. I defeated the enemy. I recovered. I found some food. I found some food. I picked up a black pot. Another black pot. It looked red to me. Money! Mr. Jorphus says for now I could give this an 810 Mr. Jorphuses out of a possible 1,000 Mr. Jorphuses. Well, this is very early on to review a game. And you have to kind of walk the area here to reveal various pathways. It's one of these ones where you gotta walk it. Which I don't mind. I don't mind having to reveal the walkable space. That's kind of a classic RPG trope, especially when it comes to like the olden days. And it's something you'll see in tabletop gaming too. It's the way you have to reveal the map in a tabletop game like Hero Quest, which we'll have to do on stream sometime. Need to do a Hero Quest stream. Get some good friends over here. I think it's satisfying to reveal the map in a logical and sensical way. Not a nonsensical way, but in a way that makes sense. Unlike the way they reveal the map in fucking Sonic Frontiers. See, this is nice. I understand how you're supposed to do this. If you walk into a certain region, then that part of the map is revealed. That seems to make sense to me. I like that. Oh, now what's this guy? That guy's, taking some damage here. I don't like that guy. Pumpkin said I will definitely play Hero Quest. Yeah, well, okay. So there's one party member. It's only up to 4 players, so we don't need to get too many others involved to make that a full party. So I guess we can't get to the center and reveal those, turn those trees green, is what I'm trying to say. They will remain gray, lifeless. I'd like to get some more health here. I don't like the idea of walking around as battle damaged as I am. Makes me nervous. And it said if you don't eat, you also take damage. So I wonder if we get like an on-screen indicator when we're famished, when we need a bite to eat. Nothing there. When I was reading the review, I wasn't expecting the level to be this large. I wonder if that's... Is that what we're looking for? I wonder if that's the portal. Before I do that, before I grab an item that looks like it could teleport me out of here, I would like to... Yeah. That's why I wanted to keep looking. No! Oh, fuck! Damn it! I'm gonna have to be careful now. Shit. Picked up a short sword. Robe, violet book. What does this do? I don't know what this does. What does the violet book do? My armor got stronger. Nothing there. Let's equip our short sword. And what is this? That was something. That's the icon that I saw laying on the ground that I thought might have been the teleporting device. Okay. Found some food. So we want to walk around the fields here and activate all the sunflowers. Soundtrack's not bad, though this sounds exactly the same as the previous song that was playing. Is it just this the whole time? Because if so, that could be kind of a bummer. Alright, that looks like the teleporter. Picked up a gold pot. Money. Money. So I'll try and remember where that is. But I'd like to do a little more exploring because, you know, you can't just zippity-doo-dah through a game like this. I mean, you can try, but part of the fun and the challenge is obtaining as many power-ups as you can. And in this one, we can avoid some of the headache. If we pick up enough money, we can use that to revive ourselves, apparently. So they give you a little bit of leeway. It's not just like one death and fuck off, try again. If you're frugal and you collect enough cash, then you can use that. You can sort of bribe the game to give you another chance. Jorphus says that this game has a nice vibing song. He's now giving it an 860. That's where he is. Jorphus likes to keep kind of a running, active review going. Right out the gate, he was already giving this a Mr. Jorphus score. I picked up a Cure Ass. Well, let's put that on. Why don't we? Wait, didn't I pick up... What was in here? What is all this stuff? What does the black pot do? I'm just gonna try one. It has no effect. The black pot does nothing for me, at least right now. We've got a cure pot, a gold pot. I gained strength. So I should be using these pots as I go along. I feel better. That's good. You always want to feel better. How about the brown pot? Hopefully I don't shit myself. It got strong. What got stronger? Me? I hope it's talking about me. Let's continue. Continue our search. Our quest here for epic loot and epic items. Defeated those frogs pretty easily that time. Got some money, picked up a purple book. Not certain what the purple book does. What did that do? Was that a strength thing? No, hold on. Purple book. The enemy is confused wherever he is. No enemy nearby, but if we happen to see one, he's confused. It's one of those roly-poly guys. Level went up. Cool. Defeating enemies left and right. Gaining levels. We're over 100 HP now. Found some food. Ghoulie says those were some spooky frogs. Well, the first time I saw a frog, it poisoned me like immediately. Now we're making quick work of the roly-poly guys now. That's why you don't want to just teleport to the next room as soon as you can. What is that? It's like a crystal enemy. Crystalline. Giant something or other. I don't know what that was. It didn't like me though. But I can see why. Because I kicked its friggin' ass real quick. Now I think that we have exhausted this level, so let's move on to the next. Ooh, we're revealing smiley faces. These look like a bunch of those one guys from that fucking place. What is that, Easter Island? Is it Easter Island where they got the big ass long head statues hanging out? Money! Oh, here's... What is this guy? They just call him Enemy. Imagine if one day those Easter Island heads just... Someone just went and... I don't know. Some photographer decided to go take a trip out to Easter Island. So I want to get some pictures of those big-ass head statues out there on Easter Island today. I'm gonna go see what those guys are up to. Maybe they're doing a live stream. Hey guys, I'm out here at Easter Island. I wanna look at these big ass heads. Walking around, and then as soon as the guy passes by one of them, you see that happen. You see the big creepy yellow eyes and yellow grin flash across the face of the Easter Island statue heads. No one would believe it. That's the thing. Technology allows us to go and live stream something like that, but you know what would happen? Everyone in the live stream would just say, "Ah, that's shopped. He's using a filter. That's a Snapchat filter. That's not real. That's not really the Easter Island head smiling at him. Don't worry, guys. It's not. That's fake. That's a bunch of horse shit." That's what would happen. Even if the guy got eaten on live stream. Even if the Easter Island heads, you know, open their mouths up super wide, start bouncing around, swirled like 75,000 feet in the air and crashed down on top of him and splattered the guy all over the place. Ah, shopped. That's a shop. And that's what we've gotten ourselves into now. You don't even know what you can believe with your own eyes. With all these AI and deep fake shits. You know? I found some food. So I guess what you really need to ask yourself is, are the Easter Island heads truly alive in real life? Would you go and sleep on Easter Island by your lonesome, surrounded by the Easter Island heads? Would you feel comfortable taking a piss in front of them? Or would you feel like someone's watching you? I don't know if I'd be able to. I don't know if I'd be able to achieve the proper amount of relaxation and comfort. Jorphus is not afraid of the Easter Island heads. He says they're just moved by persons to scare invaders. So he does not believe that the Easter Island heads are a threat. Ghoulie would not go there by himself. Jorphus definitely would. I don't know if that's brave or admirable, or if you're just plain foolish, Jorphus. Picked up a leather suit. Maybe I should put that on. See if that changes my... No, the armor is cursed. Well, how was I to know? Let's take it off then. Wait, I can't take it off. I can't take off my armor. Well, what the hell? What am I supposed to do about that? Maybe if I use the white rod, that'll purify me. And purify my armor. No, that just... What did that do? Spawn an enemy in front of me? I picked up a short sword. Picked up a mauve ring. Picked up some money. What does the mauve ring do for me? Let's equip that. I feel lighter. And, okay. Can I still not take this shit off? I can't take off my armor because it's cursed. Hmm. There's got to be some... Maybe the gray book will do the trick here. I'm just going to try all of my items. That did something. That... Hold on, now I'm not... This is not a good spot to be in. Well... What is that? What's going on here? Did they send me back a level? Is that what happened? What in the frickin' poop? The cure pot has no effect. Is that because I'm cursed? Or what? It has no effect. Okay, the blue book. Let's use that. I don't know what's happening right now. My weapon became sharper. Well, I guess that's good. What is the shift? I don't know what shift ring does. Still can't take off my armor. But yeah, this looks just like the place that I already visited. This looks like the sunflower Oh. I've become poisoned. Found some food. Oh. This is not a good... Well, okay. I can't go on. Killed by a ninja. That got real shitty real quick. I don't know what happened. I've never seen things like take a turn for the worse so quickly. I was just kind of going along. It was like unfolding at a nice, semi-leisurely pace. And then out of nowhere, what the fuck? What is that? What just happened there? I mean, I was feeling pretty good about it, and then the way that just... It's like, okay, you got the cursed armor, and then it seemed like I started getting attacked by an enemy that sent me back a level, and then I got... Or was it at the same time? It was while I was being attacked by multiple enemies. My health just plummeted, and then I got sent back a level, and then I made it back to where I was, and then I felt like I was being ambushed, so that's why I jumped to the level after that, where I was killed by the ninja, like immediately. Damn. Well, okay. I guess. And didn't I thought they said that I could buy an extra life. I feel like I had picked up quite a bit of gold. So how much do I need to have? Picked up a leather suit. Well, let me put it on. I hope it's not cursed. Whatever the fuck that does. You know? Maybe that's one of the reasons why my health started dropping so quickly. Is my damn cursed armor. I didn't even realize that was a thing you had to look out for. Watch out for your cursed armor. I was kind of digging this game up until that happened. And then, of course, they got to throw in some stupid bullshit. Picked up a silver rod. Well, let's see what we can do with this one. What does a silver rod do? It has no effect. Do we still have it, or do we only use that one time and then it disappears? Looks like you use it one time and it goes away. Silver rod is one use, single use only. The black pot, I don't know what that does. Rob Kirkup did say something about repetition, but it was the way the game was unfolding. was, you know, it was showing me some repetition, but it was a repetition that I did not mind. I was like, okay, this is kind of nice. I like the soundtrack. Visually, it doesn't look too bad. Kind of like the way it looks, especially for a Game Gear game. Overall, it just seemed like a pleasant experience. Picked up a white pot. Money! Like going around, turning all the trees green. I find that to be a kind of relaxing, satisfying endeavor. This is nice to do. This is a nice feature to have. The combat is a little unconventional. It's like semi-turn-based, you know? Because you're not slashing with a button, you're not tapping to slash, you're just, as I said before, you just kind of walk forward and that initiates your attack for you. So it's kind of a novel approach to combat. It's interesting. But maybe, you know, maybe I was holding on to something there that would have helped me, and I just didn't know it. This is where having the original game and the box and the manual, there's just no replacing that. You can say, oh, well, you could look up a manual online. Yes, you could, but I'm saying it would be nice to just have it sitting here next to me, where I could just grab it, flip it open, and be like, all right, where are the icons? Let me see. What the fuck is that one? What did I get there? What does that do? Being able to reference that quickly is nice. And there's no stand-in, in my opinion, for having the actual booklet in hand that you can flip through, have your questions answered sufficiently. Not today's modern bullshit replacement for game manuals where it's just like a single sheet of paper. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, we didn't see this last time. Bunch of cacti everywhere. But you know, now you get the half-assed single sheet on a super thin piece of paper. It's not a real manual. It just gives you a link. For more information on how to play this game, visit blah 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 blah. You have a website you have to go to. That's just piss poor. Piss poor replacement. Money, brown ring. Alright, Ghoulie. Well, thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a bit. Have a good evening. We hope to see you again next time. I would have liked to explore a little bit more on the cactus level. Man. That frog's tough. Okay, we have recovered from whatever was ailing us. Pick up a little money here. Oh, chainmail. I bet that is, that's probably going to do us better. In the defense department. Still only have the dagger, though. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Appearance changes. That's cool. I didn't really notice a difference in appearance with the other things that I had equipped, but you definitely see a difference when you put on that chainmail. So that's cool. It's not just like your stats go up and you have to imagine that you've put on different armor. You can actually see it reflected in the appearance of your character, which is nice. Uh-oh, I'm dizzy. Uh-oh. hell? Man, okay. I've been confused by the enemy. My controls are not working correctly. And it doesn't seem like they're just switched around either. We better now? Okay, looks like we got better. Just temporary. A temporary confusion where my controls were all jumbled. The D-pad was making me go in all sorts of different directions, and it wasn't like they were just flip-flopped. It's not like you move right and then you're trying to go right and you're actually going left. It wasn't like that. It was like every time I pressed a directional button, it would just send me somewhere randomly. So I'm glad that that effect has worn off. Jorfa said, something I like about this game is that it's logical. You're in a world that you don't know, then you don't know what the objects can do to you, and the enemies attack you together as they aren't just going to wait for you to attack, and that gives it a logical situation. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And there's a point to be made there. That's true. You have stumbled into a strange land. You are the stranger in the strange land. That's the situation you're in here. And if you were walking around, grabbing things, different pots full of various tinctures, picking up various books, sets of armor, weaponry, you wouldn't know exactly what's what. You'd kind of have to test it out. So I guess there is a little validity to that. You can explain that. Sort of in-game kayfabe, if you will. The logic of the game world, it makes enough sense. I keep missing. He's right there. There we go. Picked up a gold rod. Maybe I should save some of those rods and things for when, you know, I'm in a bad spot. Some of these things I've tried using and they've had no effect, or it'll be like, you know, the enemy is confused, but there's no enemy around. So I think some of these things only work if you are nearby an enemy, if you're being attacked. Nope, come on. So, let's see. Where are we now? Okay, let's try right here. Let's open this path up. Not that way. Not up here. Found some food. I haven't noticed my health dropping for lack of food. Maybe that becomes more intense as you get further into the game. Ah, damn it, I'm poisoned again. Back in the Easter Island level. Again. Oh good, I've recovered. That was a quick poisoning. If you're gonna get poisoned, that's the kind of poisoning you want to have happen to you. Just about a 5-second or so poisoning. I don't recommend that anyone out there gets poisoned in general, but if you're going to get poisoned, get the kind of poison where you're okay 5 seconds later. With no lingering effects, no long-term damage. Just a slight inconvenience for literally a few seconds. That's the best way to do it. HP seems to be doing pretty well. I think we are now further into the dungeons than we were on the first attempt. Okay, and I'm going to hold off on that for a second, because I'm going to see what else I can find here. In the maze of all these very creepy Easter Island-esque heads scattered about. I agree, it's very very satisfying, gratifying even, going around and revealing the walkable space, seeing where you can and cannot go. You know, it'd be a kind of a relaxing game in itself just to have an opportunity to walk around and reveal the pathways. That would have been a fun mode that they could have included, like randomly generated dungeons and maps where you just walk around and reveal the walkable space. Nothing else. No enemies. I don't even know if you'd want to call that a game. Just a digital relaxation device with a nice soundtrack, nice visuals, and all you got to do is you just walk around and do what we're doing right now, but without the threat of enemies, without the threat of dying. You're just gonna walk around, have a nice leisurely stroll, and you're gonna reveal the pathway. And that's it. That's the object of the game. Again, if you even want to call it a game. That's the object of your digital relaxation experience. So we've now made it 32 minutes according to Mr. Jorfus. Sorry. Not according to Ghoulie. Ghoulie is not here anymore. Ghoulie has left for the evening. But I suppose I'll keep playing for just a bit. I'll see how far I can go with it. Try and get myself some nice stuff, some upgrades. Try to not get any cursed armor. And another sunflower level, okay? So we're seeing a little bit of repetition. That's kind of a son of a bitch right there. Look at that guy. Woo, that guy. Oh, and my dragon has hatched now. I wonder what this red... Maybe the red pot will heal me. That would be nice. Has no effect, though. Well, then. Maybe I should equip my brown ring. Oh, no, it's a cursed ring. I don't even know what that means. Well, hopefully I haven't done myself in here. Shit. Why is there so much just cursed shit laying around? Who does that? You gotta be a real son of a bitch, you know? Take a nice looking ring, put a curse on it and leave it. Yeah, someone's gonna like this. Someone's gonna think they just stumbled upon something real nice. Little do they know that I've cursed this ring. They're gonna think it's their lucky day. Actually, it's gonna be their bad lucky day. Because now they're cursed when they pick up my cursed brown ring. My ring of shit. It was a ring of shit, wasn't it? Just what I was worried about. I said, I hope this doesn't make me shit myself when I discovered the brown ring. Picked up a bronze book. Picked up a slow fix pot. Now I'm going to hold off on that because I feel like I should heal up. Or try to. Jorphus has gone down to 740. On his ever-fluctuating running review. The live review of Mr. Jorphus. Picked up a blue book. Oh no, okay. Then we got... Now let me try some of this stuff. Okay, we've got... How about the black pot? Will that do anything? I lost energy. Okay. How about the white pot? It got stronger. How about the yellow pot? No effect. The silver pot? I feel better. Oh, took my HP up to 66. A min heal pot. There we go. Slow fix pot. No effect. Picked up a wither pot. Now he's throwing just some bullshit at me. Anything else I can use? How about this wither pot? I lost energy. Well, that's not what I thought it was going to make him wither, not me. Of course I wouldn't use wither pot on myself. How about the golden rod? Defeated the enemy. Now that works. Okay, see. Now that's more or less what I'm hoping for. Hum hum hum. Oh boy. How about the cyan rod? No effect. The yellow rod. Let's use that. I defeated the enemy. Oh! Oh, damn. Down to... Uh-oh. Let's try and use this bronze rod. Time travel. I don't know what that did. Did that take me forward or backwards? What shall I do? Well, I don't know. Did I travel forward or backwards in time? Almost impossible to say. Found some food. Picked up a cure pot. Will that cure my ailments, though? No effect. Alright. Cool. I feel like my end is nigh. Oh, yes. This is probably not good. I'm poisoned. I've got... What can I use now? How about the silver book? Maybe that'll just get rid of them all. I feel lighter. Not what I wanted. How about the mauve book? My armor won't rust. Wait, did they all go away? Did that work? Oh. I've got to try and... I recovered. Now use it. Quick, quick, quick. Use something. How about the green book? Nope. Can't go on. Alright, well. Oh, no, they would actually let me continue this time. No, I think I'm going to call it there. I think I've had enough. I get it. I get what's going on. But I've got some problems with the game. So And I haven't made it far enough for me. It's not like I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, oh, you know, if I play for 10 more minutes, I think I can make it through the whole game. I'm not anywhere close to that. I feel like this probably, playing the way that I was playing, not trying to go, sorry, not trying to go point A to point B as quick as possible, trying to explore, trying to get all the items. I mean, we're looking at a few more hours, I think, and that's just not going to happen right now. So there you go. But I think we saw enough. We got a pretty good idea of what this game's all about and what's going on here in Dragon Crystal. Yeah. Okay, so let's back on out of there. Let's go back to our main menu. And there we go. All right. So flip back open to the review here from Rob Kirkup. And, you know, he describes the introduction to the game, gives us the backstory, makes that sound nice and appealing. Dungeon crawler, spanning 30 randomly generated levels, just tells us kind of what's going on, tells us about the various obstacles and the enemies we're going to face. He said the dragon's very lazy. That's true. It looks cool when the dragon hatches. And if you had not read the Dragon Crystal review, that might be a really cool moment for you. But oh, hell yeah. I got a helper now. Now this dragon that I've been dragging around in this Dragon Crystal, now that he's hatched, oh boy. Now I'm going to have some help. Now I'm going to have some backup. Nope. No, you're not. You're absolutely not going to have any backup. In fact, it's going to be more frustrating because you're staring at this dragon like, what are you doing there, guy? Huh? You know? He's almost mocking you. He's flying behind you. He's staying right behind you, shadowing you, watching as you get rid of enemy after enemy, but he can't be bothered to toss out even a fireball every now and again. He can't do anything. He flies, he flaps behind you, he looks on, he watches, he lets you carry the heavy burden of revealing the map, of taking out all the enemies, of trying to find the food, trying to find the upgrades. I just don't know what he does. What's the point? What's the point in having the dragon there at all if he's just not going to help out? Just there for looks? That's not cool. No one wants a useless dragon following them around. Like I said, that's annoying. You're just like, why don't you just go away? Go fly off somewhere. Or just join the enemies and attack me. You might as well. Mentions that there is no save system, but you know, you can collect upgrades and money and that kind of stuff. The graphics are very repetitive. The world you explore is fairly bland with the same sprites used over and over again. Dragon Companion looks cool, and the character that we're playing as becomes visibly more badass as you level up and improve your weapons. That's true. I was impressed with that. I was not I mean, I read it, of course, when I went through the review the first time, but it was a surprising moment for me. I didn't anticipate that when I switched to the chainmail, how different the character would look. Looks quite different. So that's neat. That's a neat little addition to throw in there. Rob Kirkup says this is a unique experience on the Game Gear and one that shouldn't be passed up on if you don't already have it in your collection. I mean, that's true. it's not that the game's bad. It's just that I see what it's all about. I see what it kind of would require to go through 30 levels. I feel like you'd probably be looking at least between 2 and 3 hours if you were doing a good job. If you weren't getting sent back levels, if you weren't dying a bunch, maybe if you weren't trying to get every single last item, if you just kind of level by level felt out, all right, I'm feeling good about my situation, I'm gonna try and find the next warp to the next level. If you kind of played it that way instead of what I was doing, where I was trying to reveal as much of the map every single time as possible, just because I find that to be fun and like I said, kind of relaxing and soothing, satisfying in a sense. But if you were just trying to run through it and get to the level 30 area and then find the holy goblet or the holy crystal ball, whatever it is, I would guess between 2 and 3 hours. Could be more. I don't know. But Jorfus thinks the game is good. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty good game. And all this stuff has to be taken in context. You know, you're not comparing Dragon Crystal to, I don't know, Elden Ring. Like, you have to review these games in the context of when they came out. And that's not like excusing just straight up bullshit, but it's being realistic about what your expectations should be when you're playing a Game Gear roguelike or roguelite. So I try to keep that in mind. And with that in mind, I'm going to say that Dragon Crystal gets... $550 super divorces out of a possible 1,000 super divorces. 550. I think it's slightly above average. And why would I say that? What do I think about this? What about this game do I think is above average? There's a certain intangible quality to it that I just liked. Maybe it's a combination of the way that the map is revealed to you, combined with the soundtrack, the colors used. It was pleasing to me. It looks pleasing. Feels nice to walk around. The combat's not too complicated. Seems like there's plenty of stuff to collect. $550. Not just 500. Unless that's your score. Jorfus said 500 out of 1,000. Wow, I thought that you would give it a lot more. Yeah, well, you know, it's just like certain aspects of it feel very average to me. So I can't say it's like a game that blew me away or that's like extremely above average. It feels pretty average. It's serviceable. It's worth playing. And I've tried to make that clear that a 500 score is not a shit score to me. It's not something I'm going to give to a bad game. If it's a bad game, it's going to get below 500 for sure. 500's like, okay, that's pretty average. That's like baseline what I expect a game to be doing, is to make me feel like it's at least worth playing one time. This one, it's worth playing at least once, and it's one that I might go back and play again to see if I could get through it all the way. Maybe. I haven't made up my mind. Maybe I would go back and try to get all the way through that sometime. I could see myself doing that. 500, just a flat 500. I might be just like cool with having played it once. Like, okay, that's good. Yeah, I see what's going on there. If it's even a little bit above average, then I might be tempted to go back and try it again to see if I can get all the way through it. That's how I'm feeling right now. So, 550. Yeah, not 15. 50, like 550. Halfway to well, not halfway to, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe someday I'll try again. Maybe someday. Okay. But I guess that's going to wrap things up for this evening. Next time... Oh, what was your final score, Mr. Jorphus? And if you're watching at home, after the fact, what would you rate Dragon Crystal out of 1,000 whatever you are? Let me know your score in the comments below. Next time, we will be playing another Game Gear game. So please look forward to that. That's your clue for next time. Jorphus gives this game, Dragon Crystal, 740 Mr. Jorphuses out of a possible 1,000 Mr. Jorphuses. There you go. 740 out of 1,000. A bit kinder than I was, but what dragged it down for me? Let me address that before I go. I didn't like how quickly the enemies could overwhelm you. I didn't exactly like not being able to get a description of what the items did. Now, to Jorphus's point, he said, you know, if you're in a new world, you've been teleported there, you don't know anything about it, you're discovering random potions and tinctures and elixirs and this and that, books. Okay, the first use, maybe it's a mystery, but I think after you use an item, it would be nice to then, if you pick it up again, there's like a description of it. So you've tested it out once, the next time you get it, then you can actually see a description of what the thing does, because now you've learned that. I think that would be a nice middle ground there. You don't want to give away all the info right away. You want to make the player kind of have to test certain items, figure out what they do. Okay. All right. But then, like I said, once they've tested it out, so they don't have to, you know, write down what the thing did or try to memorize it in their head, you could perhaps include that the next time they gathered that item on the menu screen there, in your inventory screen. When you select the item after you've used it once, the next time you get it, oh, well, now you get a gentle reminder of what that item did last time. Anyway, not having that info, getting sent back levels, being overwhelmed so quickly, these were some things that just took it down a bit. And I guess there was a bit of repetitiveness to it. Not the most exciting game visually, but at least what was on the screen was nice enough to look at. Yeah, wasn't offensive. It's not like the artwork that repeated was so bad it made me piss myself or anything. It wasn't like that. Just certain aspects of it seemed like with a bit more creativity, a bit more effort, then perhaps could have boosted that score up a little bit for me. But as it is, still worth playing. Okay. Alright guys, if you ain't done so yet, please sub to the channel, bong the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go live. Maybe. It seems like tonight some notifications went out. Last night I don't think anyone got one, so you never know. You never know what YouTube's going to do. If you want to maybe be notified, then the best thing to do is to tap that bell. Bong the gong for notifications. Sub to the channel. Comment below if you got anything to say. It doesn't even have to be games related. Whatever you want. Follow me on Twitter at SuperDivorce, on Instagram at SuperDivorceBand. And if you'd like to check out Super Divorce music, because I play tunes from time to time, you can find Super Divorce music streaming on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you stream your horse shit, you can find Super Divorce. Give it a shot, please. I appreciate you. Until next time, everyone, take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.